Part A, Step 6, calculate Holt Winters Additive Seasonal model. So in the 1960s, Winters got a hold of Holt's linear trend and added seasonality to it. He did both an additive and a multiplicative one. And so we're going to first make this additive one, and then we're going to copy it over to multiplicative. So we're going to design it in such a way that it can be copied to the right. And so let's start with the name Holt Winters Additive in cell X23. And we're going to merge that all the way to AB23. So F5 to X23, Holt Winters Additive Seasonal, go back up to there, shift over to AB, Alt HMC. And then we have the same columns, date, which I'm going to refer to the S column, and I'm going to freeze the S so it can be copied over to the right. And level, trend, seasonal, and forecast. So date, level, oops. Trend, seasonal, and forecast. And date equal from the S column, and I'm going to F4 it 3 times so that the dollar's in front of the S, enter, back up, shift, and then down to line 44, Control D to autofill. Great. Now we also want to have an alpha, beta, and gamma this time. The gamma goes for the seasonality, and that's an X 48, 47, 48, 49. So N down, X, and alpha, beta, gamma, and 1, 1, 1. Okay, and now in the first row, the only thing that happens is seasonality, but seasonality takes the revenue for that quarter and subtracts the average revenue of the first 4 quarters. So I've figured that out in level. It's the average revenue of the first 4 quarters. And so I'm going to do that first. So level, the fourth one down, equal average. I'm going to tab to accept average. Go over to the C column and these first 4 years. I'm going to F4 it. And the reason, so because all the way down the season of that whole year is referring to the same average. And close bracket, enter. There. Now I can make the seasonal equal, and it's the revenue for that quarter, and I'm going to F4 it 3 times. The C column is frozen, and I'm going to subtract this average. I'm going to F4 that 2 times. The reason is the y is going to need to be changed. When we copy this over, the y will change to a different level because the multiplicative level would be over in AE or something. But the row 28 it's got to be frozen because all these 4 refer to that same average. Control D for that first year. Good. And forecast is blank. Now we can do, and trend is 0. Gotta put a 0 for that. Oops, I should not use the mouse. 0. All right. Then in the data row, it has alpha as our constant, and then the revenue for this quarter minus the seasonality from 1 year ago, T minus P period term, but it's 1 year ago seasonality, and then plus 1 minus the alpha, and similar to last time, the level from one term ago or 1 quarter ago plus the trend from 1 quarter ago. So equal, and down for the alpha, I'm going to F4 that twice, so it's freezing the row number, and then times that by brackets the revenue for this quarter, and I'm going to F4 that 3 times, minus the seasonality from 1 year ago. So it's the same quarter from the previous year, close brackets, plus 1 minus the alpha, and I'm just going to type it Y47 and F4 it twice, close brackets, and then multiply with a asterisk, and then the level from last quarter plus the trend from last quarter. Great. Now the trend formula. So it is beta times the difference from the level of this quarter minus the level of last quarter plus 1 minus beta times the trend from the last quarter. So beta down there and F4 it twice times the level. I'm just going to go back up here so I can see the word level. Level from this very same quarter minus the level from the last quarter, close brackets, plus 1 minus beta, and I'm just going to type in the Y48 and F4 twice, close brackets, times the trend from the last quarter. Enter. Now the seasonality is gamma times the difference from the revenue, the known revenue in this quarter, minus the level from this quarter, plus 1 minus gamma times the seasonality from 1 year ago, same quarter last year. So it's equal gamma F4 twice times, open bracket, the revenue from this one, F4 3 times, minus, I'm just going to go up so I can see the levels, the level from this quarter, close bracket, and then plus brackets 1 minus gamma, which is Y49, F4 that twice, close brackets, multiplied by the seasonality of 1 year ago. Good. Now the forecast, it's projecting into the new quarter from referring to last quarter's level plus trend plus seasonality of 1 year ago. So the last quarter's level plus last quarter's trend plus 1 year ago seasonal. And then this can be shifted down to line 40. There. Now on to the last row. These are all blank here, but the forecast is again into the next quarter, and it takes the sum, but it multiplies the trend by what row it is, the row it's at. So first 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and that's done by row. So equals the level, and I'm F4ing that twice, plus the trend, and I'm F4ing that twice, but I'm multiplying the trend by, in brackets, row, open bracket, close bracket, minus row, open bracket, and then up 1, and F4 that twice, and then close bracket, and then close bracket. Now I add on to that the seasonality from 1 year ago. So right now I'm in the March 31st of 2024, and I'm going to refer to March 31st of 2023. And enter. And I'm going to autofill that one down. Now I'm going to copy the MAPE from the previous one. Oops. Control C, Control V. And let's see what I need to do next. So copy the MAPE, and now I need to make the MSC. And the difference from the last one is we're starting down in row 29. That's the first data. So it's a lot less data. And I'm going to freeze the data for the historic data, but I'm not going to freeze the, the forecast data. So MSE in cell X50, and it's equal sum X, and then I'm going to go down to the sum X my squared tab, and then I remember it needs to start on 29 because that is the first data row. So C29, shift, and then down to line 40, not including the last year. And I'm going to F4 that, comma. Now I'm going to get my forecast data, same ones, but now in the AB column. I'm not going to F4 that. Close the bracket. And then slash count, open bracket. I'm going to choose the same ones. Close bracket. And then enter. Good. I'm going to go Control S to save it just in case. And now I'm going to run Solver. So that's Alt A and then Y3. And I'm going to change the objective. I'm going to move it to my MSE here. And then I'm going to change the tab to the changing the variables to these three variables. And I'm going to tab down and space to select this, and Alt C for change. I'm going to change the numbers to these alpha, beta, my alpha, beta, gamma. Enter. And I'm going to tab down to constraints, arrow down one more to the Y. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's this one I need to change. And then Alt C for change. There. Enter. And then solve is blue line around it, so I hit enter. And OK. And it brought it down to 21%, the MAPE. That's pretty good. It's better than the linear. And then we're going to add this series to the chart. And because it's such a long phrase, Holt Winters Additive Seasonal, I am not going to refer to the cell. I'm just going to type it out, an abbreviated version of it. So go Control Alt 5 to get to the chart, and then Alt J C and E for select data, and Alt A for add, and then the series name I'm going to type out H-W additive. That's a good size. I'm going to put seasonal just so that we know. And then tab down to the x-axis, and I'm going to up arrow to get back to my spreadsheet, and I'm going to choose dates, starting with 44, shift, and I'm going to go up to 25. There. The danger is if you go up past that 25, watch what happens. Oh, it didn't. Yeah, then it expands to the whole thing. So when I went down, it's using everything. So keep it to 25. And then tab down to y-axis, and I'm going to choose again up to just 25. And then OK, because blue OK as a blue line, so I can hit enter. And then I'm going to tab this until the OK gets a blue line, enter. And now I'm going to escape, and I'm going to go take a look at the chart. So it's good. It's starting to, there's so many in the legend that it's covering the numbers. So I'm going to go Control Alt 5, and I'm going to go Shift and raise it higher so I can, it's bigger now. And I can see that the Holt Winter Additive Seasonal is a little bit better than the linear trend. At the end it goes up, just like the dark blue historic is the dark blue one here. And it's still way off though, so probably not one that I'm going to use. And that's it for the Holt Winter Seasonal Additive.